Real black men, aka bright men, real black men are in the crosshairs of this society, have always been, right? But not so much than now in this day and time, because we're going into evolution. We're going into a future evolution and mental upliftment of a people. I want you to pay attention. Every at the beginning of every century, it seems as though a lot of chaos and disorder happens in a great abundance toward black people, black men especially. If you look in the beginning of the 1900s, you see a lot of racial tension for the first 20-something years, 20 to 25 years, from 1900 to 1925. You see a lot of heavy racial injustice, murder, things like that. A lot of negativity heaped on the black man. A lot of chaos and confusion and destruction was heaped on the black man in this country, right? And you're seeing it now in the first. You're going to see it. You're going to continue to see it from 2000 to 2025. A lot of heavy injustices, old ways of thinking, certain ways of talking, certain old racisms are going to creep back up in the society. Things that we thought were long gone, certain images are going to creep back up. Why? Because at the beginning of each millennium, there is an evolution that takes place, and the first one who's supposed to be in line with evolution is your black man and black woman as receivers. However, if you have a people caught in chaos, if you have a people caught up in confusion, if you have a people doing things to aid in their own destruction, then the evolution will not happen for these people in massive numbers. An assault is taking place on black people, black men especially, right? But it's not in the same way it was, in the early 1900s, right? The assault that's taking place on black men, the assault that will lead to the genocide of the black man is in his creature comforts, the things he's become used to. His weed, his drugs, his hustling, right? Drug dealing, his sports watching, his overcharged sexual conquests, his ignorance of the time and what's going on around him. The black man walks around in a zombie-like state, comatose, right? And this will aid in his destruction. Go on to the times where it was just white men with hoods and nooses and guns and dogs and Ku Klux Klan and government things and local racism. The racism and the plan for ultimate destruction is being masked in entertainment and creature comforts and the things the black man has come to enjoy. Right? He is heading toward destruction based on or being handed destruction in a velvet glove, no longer in a fist. The fist is reminiscent of revolution or of the iron hand of something strong. It is being handed to him in a velvet glove, soft hand, given to him in music, in materialism, in gold, and cars, and money, and hoes, and clothes, all these things, that he desires or he's been aimed to desire, liquor, weed, everything. All this is being handed to him to keep him distracted while laws are being passed, on him. Certain, laws in different states and things like that are being aimed toward the destruction of black men. Right? Black men first, black men second. We're going to discuss that tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight we're discussing the last real black man on earth and the first bright men. What do I mean by bright men? I mean men who survive, the smartest men, the one who sees through all of these things that I mentioned in the beginning, all of these traps, all of these distractions, all of these submental ways of thinking, the ones of our people who escape these traps, the ones who are smart enough to mentally maneuver around these traps will be the ones who will survive as a collective. A new millennium black man, a new so-called black man of the ages who will become a bright man, an intelligent man, one who possesses higher intelligence. After the black men who have fallen for these things, the black men who have fallen under these submental ways of thinking of the beast, of the white man, who have fallen into these traps of prison, who have fallen into these traps of race mixing, who have fallen into these traps of killing each other, getting caught up in all kind of stupidity, all kind of madness, drugs, and things the black man goes through. The ones who escape this will be the future bright men, the intelligent ones, the ones who will receive real intelligence on earth. And this is what the beast fears most, right? This is what he's always feared. As our people, the black man, is a natural receiver, or is supposed to be a natural receiver first and foremost of higher intelligence. What does higher intelligence do? You know, I was explaining or trying to explain advanced intelligence or higher intelligence to the average black man, and like I said, it was like talking to, trying to explain rocket science to a fourth grader. And the fourth grader probably would have understood me better. That's how simple-minded the black man has become. This is how dumbed down he allowed himself to get through music, through drugs, through all the things he participates in the society, to turn his brain into mush, to turn his brain into a useless pile of rubble. He didn't understand future intelligence, meaning intelligence or higher thinking that advances you into the future ahead of everyone else. And I explained that to him. I said, there is things that we don't know. That's ahead of us, that exists, that's laid out in time, that we're supposed to be receiving in the present state to move us forward into the future ahead of everybody else. This is our self-defense. This was supposed to be our protection. This, in fact, was our protection on the planet at one time when we were moving amongst the beast and the human race. This was our protection amongst from the white man, the East Indians, the Arabs, all the people who we knew weren't at one point in time were not our people. However, being that we were distracted and we fell for this submental trick that we were all the same and that we're all human and that we're all the same people, we put our guard down. We allow people to come amongst us. We allow people to mix their seed with us. Look at us in places like Africa and Ethiopia. All over the continent, you see where there were traditionally black societies, they're being replaced by mulattoes and East Indians and all kinds of, stains on our genetics. That is a killing off of the black man and the black woman, right? This is focused on heavily in the corporate world, where you see black men are excluded over black women. The only black men who are championed in this new society are gay black men, homosexuals, men who pose no real threat to white men and the rest of mankind. So as we are seeing this destruction taking place, as we are seeing law enforcement officials with a hard-on to lock up black men, to shoot down black men, to hunt black men. In fact, it was a time, I think, was it the FBI or CIA, was it one of the FBI or DEA, they said they were going hunting for niggas. They said that one time, and somebody found something, they said they were talking about hunting for niggas. They consider hunting for niggas, as they say, or going into the black communities all over the country and, with guns blazing and, riot gear and things like that. They consider that to be going in the jungles and hunting animals. They've even used those terminologies, where the animals are now referring to the men as animals, but things have been switched around, whereas now the black man is acting like an animal. He is embracing animal-like mentality, and he is allowing the one who was known as the animal to be his captor. to be the one who is hunted. He allows himself to be hunted. He plays a role in his own destruction. And he is conned into playing a role in his own destruction through the music. When you have black men who were being goaded into calling themselves gorillas, thank you, 50 Cent, calling themselves gorillas. At one point it was GUER, I believe it's the gorillas, like guerrilla warriors. And he turned around and changed it to gorillas, like the apes, GORILLA. He changed it. So you took men who were thinking themselves, or had some sort of semblance of thinking themselves as men, and had them thinking themselves as actual apes, gorillas, the things that the beast referred to our people as. Did he think of that idea on his own? What made him change that? A lot of these people, a lot of your so-called black males, all right, a lot of them are being bought off and are selling our people down the river, selling our people into destruction, selling our people into prison systems. Same way you had certain turncoat Jews in Nazi Germany who sold their own people into concentration camps, who switched sides, right? Who switched sides and ran over to the Nazis and sold their own people and tortured their own people. You have a lot of these niggas today, and who lived amongst the black community, right? Who became so-called famous in the music industry and things like this, and their desire became to live amongst the beast, and in exchange for indulging in the world of the beast and living amongst him, he sold the people a bad bill of goods, a bad message, one of destruction, one where it tells you to send your people down the river, sell them out, be the piper that leads them into the prison system, right? Leads them into destruction, where you talk about on your records shooting people down, killing people like Biggie and Tupac did, where you are upholding gang violence and killing other black men. The white man doesn't have to come and do it anymore. He doesn't have to come with nooses and ropes and dogs anymore. He got black men doing it. That was systematic. They decided to put a new face on death, and they decided to use the ignorant black males, the black zombies, to do it. Right? These people are detrimental not only to the other black males, the black zombies that are walking around, the dead receivers. They are not just detrimental to the other black males, but they are also detrimental to the black men, the real black men who are evolving out of this. But those of our people who are coming in, those of our people who are tuning in, those of our people who are realizing what they're seeing, realizing what these black males are leading our people into, they're leading our people down the wrong path. They're starting to realize and wake up and see, like, you know what? This, we all people and we all one, and we all supposed to stay on the same ship, and we all need each other. That idea is starting to fade real fast and starting to get real old. You got the majority of our people who are committing suicide mentally. They are opting to commit suicide mentally. What do I mean by that? When you sit up, or you are programmed to systematically sit up here and talk about and rhyme about or make songs about killing each other or killing another black man, or or pimping your woman out or whoring your woman out, or the black woman, she's sitting up here doing all this stuff to her, cutting her face up and blonding her hair, doing all these things and all this negativity. When they opt to do that, when they opt to stand in that submental space where they're not pushing intelligence forward, where they're not pushing intelligence out there ahead of everything into raising the people up, that's a mental suicide. You are committing mental suicide. You are condemning a young generation to suicide, to mental death. Because if these people are having children, and we posted some things on YouTube where you got young black kids with blunts in their mouth, with all saying all kind of negative things and whatnot, the parents think that's cute, so they're condemning their children early. So you see what you're going to be dealing with in the future. While the white man is sending his children off to colleges and Ivy League schools, and he's creating universities and trying to move his children ahead, he is enticing our people to be niggas, to uphold this nigga culture and nigga lifestyle, to run after unrealistic distractions. I don't even call them dreams anymore. I call them distractions. You know, they are enticing us to do that, and we accept it. We take whatever they hand us, whatever filth they hand us, because we're used to taking handouts. And the people who take handouts, the people who are always accepting handouts, the people who refuse to stand up and do things for themselves collectively are the people who are on their way out, the people who will die off. If the beast refuses to take care of our people today, that's the end of our people. If he no longer wants to feed our people, that's the end. If he no longer wants to house our people or keep our people on jobs, that's the end of our people. And if you pay attention, he's slowly doing that right now. He's slowly laying you off your jobs, right? He's slowly cutting you off the system, off the Section 8, off the welfare and all the things that you think you can run to, all the assistance. He's slowly cutting you off that. You understand? Because he's going to watch you die slowly. He's going to watch you suffer slowly. Right? There's going to be no more saving face. They don't have any plans for you in this society. Right? And the people who haven't made way or made plans for themselves in society, the people who are not standing up, the people who are not coming together collectively in a realistic mentality, because even the things black people come together for in this day and time are not realistic. You understand? Politics, black revolution, nationalism, sovereignty, none of this stuff is realistic. You understand? And the beast knows that. He'll let you do these things, or he'll push these things to you, or he'll let these groups exist just so he'll watch you run in a circle like a hamster on a wheel, knowing damn well that none of this stuff is going to work. He knows that. He'll watch you run in circles talking about Pan-Africanism, black revolution, and whatnot, only to know that you're going to go back to work for him on Monday morning. You understand? That's the death of a people. Right? What was that thing they said with the billboard of the black woman and abortion? They said the most dangerous place in the for a child to be is in the womb of a black woman, right? Because of abortion. Yet these people made abortion legal. They said it was okay because if you look in the first centuries of this last millennium, it was the white women that were committing abortions. Back alley abortions. Black women kept their baby. That's why we had 16, 17, 18 children, black women back then. They didn't do abortion back then. Now they made it legal. Then the black woman jumped into it. Right? You have young black boys in the society who are no longer being raised by men. Right? I was raised by a man. Right? My father was raised by a man. You have real men going out of the society. You have real men disappearing. Right? Real men are dying off in every generation. So much so that this younger generation of women, those who are 35 and down, don't recognize what a real man is. There hasn't been any real men, or few real men that were born into this society in the last 35 years. You can see it with the advent of things like hip-hop. You understand that? When the beast took over hip-hop. You haven't seen real men who were, where there was a generational connect, where you had father to son who were raised up on different sorts of music, right? Where the father mentored the son, where the father was at least 20 years older than his son, 25 years or more older than his son, right? So you had a time, what that meant was that man had time enough to live in the world and be older and go through experiences as a man, because he didn't have all kinds of silly distractions like they have now. He had enough time to be a man in society, to breed another man, to raise a man. You understand? He had time to rear up a breed of man in society. This is not so in this new generation, right? You have two generations, as I said before. You have two generations of fathers and sons being raised up on the same music, right? So what that means is that father doesn't have time to be that, or that black man or that black male doesn't have time to mature into a man to raise his son into one, because he's still in a state of infancy mentally. So by the time he's having a son, it's just like they brothers. They not father and son. You understand? They not father and son. So how is one who a young man or a young male who doesn't know how to be a man going to raise another man? This is all done purposely. This was all done to even in extending that music called hip-hop. It was done, and the Beast recognized that. He recognized that if he spread that music called hip-hop into R&B and things like that, and you took out the messages and the old music, see, because that was what helped raise men. Music. Music helped raise men. The music that my father grew up with. You understand? With real men singers. When you looked at the Temptations, the Four Tops, those were men. You understand? Curtis Mayfield, right? Earth, Wind, and Fire. Notice those were men. You could look at them. Those were men. They were in their 30s and things like late 20s and 30s, but you could look at them and tell those were real men. Now you look at the group, these guys they got now. Neo, Chris Brown, those are not men. No, those guys, look at Chris Brown, look at Neo and all these other guys, and the guys they got out here, and you look at the groups that they had who were singing real music, like your Stevie Wonder, like your Four Tops, the Temptations, all that. Notice the difference. Those were real men who were singing real music, right? Who were playing real instruments. So what's going to happen when you have people in a vibration mentally? You have men in a vibration mentally who are being reared up in that kind of music. You're raising up real men, right? You're raising real men up. Wasn't until the 80s, with the advent of hip-hop, that started to change, right? You started to see where there was the maturity started to go backwards. It became about immaturity. It became about young males. So what happens is when you induce or when you allow childlike music and a childlike mentality be introduced into society through music, you're going to breed males, or you're not going to breed real men. You're going to breed people with a childlike mentality. That is the destruction of the black man. Because what can you do when you have men who have or males who have a childlike mentality? You can get rid of them easily. You can destroy them easily. You understand? You can destroy them easily. You can put things on TV. You can put messages in movies. You can do all kinds of things to lead to their destruction. Right? Most of the things that are taking place in the destruction of the so-called black man is because he's ignorant. It's because he doesn't know any better, because he's too dumb to even know when he's being insulted. He doesn't know he looks like a fool walking around with his pants hanging off his ass. He don't even know he looks stupid. He doesn't even know the difference. That shows you when you don't even know the difference between what looks ignorant and what looks smart. You don't know the difference between what's smart and ignorant, or intelligent and ignorant. That's your death symbol. That's the sign that you are headed toward death, because that means stupid people or ignorant people cannot survive in the world to come, where we are going through, we're coming into a world that is going to be based on your intelligence. Did we not say the smartest people are going to survive? So if the smartest people are going to survive and the focus is on the beast making our people dumber, then that means that they don't plan on our people surviving. You understand? Because when you don't have a system to take care of you anymore, when you don't have a something to depend on, when you have to depend upon yourself, and you don't know how to fend for yourself, you're in trouble. Notice everybody that comes here, and black people marvel at this, how the Arabs come here, the Chinese come here, the Africans come here, and they're able to set up businesses and do things, the things they do. And people say, well, damn, how are they doing that? You know, they come here and they get loans and this, that, and the third. That's not, I mean, that's a small piece of it, but that's not really it. You know why they're able to come here and set up businesses and take care of themselves? Because they wasn't raised in this system where the white man took away or he introduced help to our people. In other words, he introduced the helping hand to get our people dependent. You understand? They didn't come out of a world where there was civil rights and affirmative action and things to give our people a helping hand, thus making men into little boys. You understand? If you could turn around everywhere and there's a hand for you when you screw up, or there's a hand out for you when you have to, you know, where you can go and run and get a job or get welfare, Section 8, and you don't have to get out here in the world and fend for yourself, that takes away from you being a man. And they know that. That's why they did that. Prior to the civil rights movement and all that stuff coming in, you know, you had people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talking about do for self and the black man stand up and doing for himself. And, you know, you had a lot of black independent businesses. This is another thing that forced it. Excuse me. This is another thing, excuse me, that forced it, black men, the strength of black men. But when you had that determination taken away, when you had people come in like Martin Luther King and introduce civil rights and affirmative action and all kinds of handouts, this made the black man lazy. And when you make a people lazy, you start them off, or you start them on a path down, a road down to destruction and self-destruction. Because the ones who survive in the world are the ones who are sharp, intelligent, and are able to survive on their own. The Africans are able to survive because they come from a culture where they have no help, when they know that if they don't get out here and work or hustle or do what they got to do, or, you know, work together, they won't eat. They come from a tribal culture. The white man and the Asians and all the rest of these people that come over here, East Indians, they have that same mentality. They'll look out for one another. Black people don't have that. You understand? They don't have that. Black people don't have that mindset where, you know, all we got is each other. We don't have that here. So when I talk about setting up the state of mentality, I said, you know, we have to come, the intelligent ones, the bright ones of our people, the bright men, because I'm already in the future tense. I said the bright men have to come together collectively, and the bright women, our men and our women that are going to come out of the black race, they're going to come together. Ones of our people who are going to wake up and get it have to come together, because the black race, they're hopelessly going to be in a state of confusion because, you know, they don't feel as though they can lean on each other collectively, because they still feel as though they can run to the beast. That's still in their mentality. It's still in their mind that they're going to still be able to go to their jobs. They're going to still be able to get welfare, Section 8, go to their jobs, or do something. You understand? In this society, survive other than depending on each other. When you can run, or when you think you could run to your enemy, that's signing your death warrant. That's the end of your people. These people, like I said, if the system was going, the black man wouldn't know how to survive. He wouldn't know how to take care of his family. He wouldn't know how to feed his family. He wouldn't know how to stand up and lead his family into the future. He wouldn't know how to pioneer and frontier and do anything new. So, like I said, even with the people who are talking about sovereignty, you understand, and the Moorish thing, their sovereignty and their Moorish rights and all that still depends on the white man. They're still going to ask him for sovereignty. So it's not based on them. It's based on somebody else deciding whether he's going to give them sovereignty or not, whether he's going to obey laws. So, like I said, when you started people off thinking about that, where your survival depends upon other people, because, like I said, the black man's survival depends on the white race, y'all finished. They wanted that. They wanted you to depend on them, and you gave them what they wanted. Anytime you, like I said, what's the new crutch for the black man? You black men, either y'all want to, in the hood, y'all want to be rappers, or you want to be basketball players. You black males. You understand that? You don't see the difference between your fathers. I'm 41 years old. You don't see the difference. I see the difference between my father, who was in his 60s, you understand, and the son that he reared in me. You understand? And I see 19 and 20-year-old black men. I seen my father at 22, 23, 24, 25 years old, and that was a man. You know what I mean? There was a difference. Messed up as he was and doing things he was doing, but he was still a man. I see 25 and 26-year-old black males today. There's something happened there. You understand? There was a disconnect. That is a childlike mentality that's being bred in black males today. So that starts the destruction. That starts the countdown to destruction. The black men back then understood how to stand on their own better. Even the black men who was in the street hustling and doing things they were doing in the past, you understand? They knew how to stand up and be real men. Not like today. There is a childlike mentality. And like I said, inducing a childlike mentality in males is done to destroy them. It's easy to kill off children. It's easy to kill off people with a childlike mentality. Thus, it is easy to kill off the so-called black man today. And it's happening. Anytime, like I said, you can put out a music and you can get black men to follow this mentality of killing each other, shooting each other down, things like that, it's easy. It's easier than setting up an organization called the Ku Klux Klan to go out here and kill black men. You don't see the Ku Klux Klan and these people active amongst black people anymore. You don't really see them. You understand? You seen them in the early millennium where they was out here in droves lynching black men all over the damn place, all down south. You don't really see they're not active like that anymore because the beast said, you know what, we don't even need to do that. They'll kill each other off in cities like Chicago. You understand? And down south, every time I turn on what's that gang channel? It's Bio HD or one of these channels, Spike channel. They show you the gangs, and they'll show you black males. I don't say black men, black males in cities all over the country, Chicago, New York, LA, all over the place, killing each other. You understand? Killing each other. You understand? Just shooting each other down. You know? And proud of it, like they soldiers, like they really fighting the enemy. They killing each other off. That's worse. That's more, I don't know, destructive than actually watching Klansmen talking about killing black people. I think black men done killed each other off more than Klansmen done did in the last 10 to 15 years. I bet you if we check the statistic, that would be about right. All the death and destruction is being done on each other. You understand? But to the intelligent ones of our people who are sitting by watching this all go down, right? Watching this all take place, watching these irresponsible black males make babies with irresponsible black females, right? As we are waking up and saying, you know what? Do we really want to be amongst these people? These people are dying. These people are walking side by side with us, and they are walking death. They are zombies. They are dying. We are going to be the phoenix rising out of the ashes, you intelligent black men. I mean you real intelligent black men, not you educated black men, not you political black men, not you conscious black men. I mean you real intelligent black men, those black men who are in tune with the future, who see the big picture. See, because I'm not going to draw an abstract picture tonight. I'm not going to come with all kinds of illusion. I'm talking about black men who see the bigger picture, who see the future, because when I say the bigger picture, that actually means the future. See that the black race is going nowhere. They're on a road to nowhere. You understand? They've accepted this submental way of thinking. The black man has accepted this submental way of thinking. It's easier for him to shoot up his brother, go to jail, kill himself, do all it. Even the black man, like I said, committing suicide now. Another element to internet, homosexuality. A lot of you black men are becoming homosexuals in prison and the streets out in cities like Atlanta, all over the place, in New York, y'all all, that's the new trend with the young black males. Really because you're afraid to foster a future with a woman and a child. You'd rather be with your homeboys and, be homosexuals. Y'all, the boys in the pack, the boys in the hood, y'all rather mess around and screw on each other rather than take a young woman and make her your wife and bring forward a new family. Because a lot of you become homosexual out of fear of moving along in life. That's another element. It's not so much a sexual thing. That's something you do because you don't want to leave your boys. So you'll do everything with them, and I mean everything. You understand? You know, that's fear. Y'all becoming faggots out of fear because you don't want to move on as men. That's the truth. You niggas running to jail. You understand? Raping other niggas, cutting each other in the face because you don't want to move on. You're thug love. Thug love. Fag love. That's just another way of saying that you thug loving niggas. You understand? That's why y'all really do it. Because you don't want to move on, because a woman means maybe sex, a woman means responsibility, a woman means children, and that means more responsibility. That means you got to grow the hell up. That means you can't be a kid no more. That means you got to be responsible. But being a butt buddy of one of your homies, you understand? Being a butt buddy, y'all can have a good old time, hang out together and everything. You know, no responsibility. That's why you niggas do it. That's really why you do it. You understand? That's why you guys run around with each other. Like I said, I don't see you niggas now. Y'all walk down the street with your arms around each other in a pack. Like you're supposed to have your arm around a woman. I said it was very telling when I saw, like I said, it was a time where, a good-looking black woman walked down the street with nice jeans and nice shape and everything. Like at least every black man on the corner or young black man on the corner would turn around and give her the once-over, look up and down. And nowadays, I watch this. I'm cognizant of everything. I observe everything. Now, I seem like I'm the only one turning around looking at the woman. You understand? Look, it seems like I'm the only one turning around looking at the woman. They're not looking at the women no more. Because a woman means you got to grow up. Means responsibility. You understand? So when you're doing that, when you program to go and be with another man, and it's being emulated in society, when you're programmed to do that, that's the death of the black man. A lot of you black women in the 80s, you were an experiment. You were a science project. A lot of you black women who had black children, who had your children, your boys, a lot of them were given estrogen shots. I'm going to let you know. A lot of them were given estrogen shots to induce this homosexual behavior in them. A lot of your daughters were given testosterone to induce this lesbian tendency in them. You understand? This was done to induce that. When you went in there for your prenatal care, them drugs and things they was giving you, especially in the 80s, because if you notice, there's a heavy concentration of young homosexuals in their 20s. It was done in the 90s. You understand? They were giving you the drugs to induce the homosexual and lesbian tendencies in your children. Now you look at them today. Blocks and blocks of young gays and lesbians in the black community. Where's that coming from? That didn't just happen out of the sky. That just didn't fall out of the sky. You understand? That was done courtesy of your obstetrician, your East Indian or your white obstetrician. You understand? That was done courtesy of that. No, it wasn't. Part of it was the soybeans and the food, but no, it wasn't really the soybeans and chicken, because we eat chicken and stuff like that. But hell, who knows? In the hood chicken, when y'all go to the nigger mart and eat the hood chicken, who knows? That was done courtesy of your doctor's offices with estrogen and testosterone shots, because that's how you really induce that in men and women. You understand? You can induce homosexual tendency in a man by giving him estrogen shots. You can induce lesbian tendencies in a woman by giving her testosterone shots, hormone shots, offsetting the balance in that. Why? To produce the death in a race of people, especially in the men. Especially in the men. You understand that? That's done purposely. So those are our people who will survive that. Those of our people who will live through that, those of our people who will be smart enough to see that this was all a trap, you are going to be the new winners in the next world. You understand? Trials and tribulations, we're going to watch our people die. That's a reality. We're not going to bullshit you. We're not going to sit up here and tell you that a program is going to help our people. This thing is way too late. It's too late in the making. See, and I don't even blame the white man for this. I don't blame the white man. You understand? I don't blame him. I blame our own people. I blame our own people for being ignorant. You understand? I blame our own people for being ignorant. Our own people for not seeing the bigger picture in this, for thinking that you can live on handouts and depending on this man taking care of you. Because I don't give a damn what all these people talking this Pan-African BS and all this other stuff they claim, Moorish science, all this other stuff they claim, like I said, yet they not producing nothing for our people. They've been talking this stuff for 60, 70 years. So what you ended up doing is getting a bunch of hustlers who came out of here out the gate and was just trying to get a payday. You understand? That's all they're concerned about. It's not about the evolution of our people. Our people still taking part in things, you understand, that's going to aid in their destruction. You know, our people are still paying attention to things. Our people, our women are still doing things in this culture that is going to aid in their destruction. They're raising young males, not men anymore. Because, like I said, that was a part of it as well. Taking the man out of the household so that your son had to look to his mother for a parental figure and not a man. So now your mother don't know how to raise a man. So what happens? She raises a male. And what happens when she raises a male? You get what you get out here today. You know, young black homos. You get kids out here who are not being reared in the image of a man. They don't understand how to connect to that. They need some kind of link. I had a link in my father. He had a link in his father. What do these kids out here have a link in? The ones who run around wild in the streets at night trying to figure out things on their own, growing up like a pack of wild dogs. What do they got? Where their mothers can't control them. They just wilding in the streets. What do they have? All they have is destruction. All they have is death in the streets. You understand? Because they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody that's going to rear them up. They don't have anybody, a group of men they can look to. This is why it was important back in the days when you had groups like the Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because at least when young black men, and this was the appeal to a lot of young black men, a lot of young black men who may not have had fathers at that time in their life, they came amongst the nation as teenagers and joined because they were looking for strong male figures. They wanted to be around strong men to help foster that in themselves. And this is what we're trying to do within the state of Mentel as we are becoming those strong men again. We're trying to raise that up in ourselves as this new generation of strong men. But I've never had so many black males, you know, through their jealousy and their cattiness, because obviously they were raised by females, come against what we were trying to do. You understand? I've never had so much cattiness and jealousy trying to raise up new men. You understand? New men with a new mentality toward their women, a new mentality, a new outlook, men who see the bigger picture, men who are not getting caught off in listening to ignorant music, smoking weed, getting drunk, getting high, going up in the strip club, doing all kinds of stupidity and madness. You know, I was raising a group of men and women to see the big picture, to see the future. That's how you produce real men and real women. That's how you produce a continual race of men, by always making links to one another to show them the future in each generation, by raising men who will be fathers or new fathers to new men, and they will continue in this bloodline to produce men. This is what we're trying to do within the state of Mentel when we talk about the bright race, when we talk about bright men. You know, because picking up that whole title of a black man, or picking up the title of black men, you know, that's past and prologue. There's nothing we can do with the whole black terminology anymore. It's been done to death to where it's dead now. Anytime you got Chris Brown and Young Jeezy, and then they representing black men. These are your representations of black men. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You understand? These are the representations of black men. Do you really want to be in the same class as these people? Nicki Minaj is she's the the criteria for a black woman or Naomi Campbell? Do you black women really want to be in the criteria with these women? You so-called black women, do you really want to be considered amongst the same as these people? You understand? Even with their money and things like that, you see that these people are not for real. You understand? You see the majority of the black race is not for real. You hear the things the majority of the black race talks about: politics, affirmative action, programs, bullshit novels, and ways of thinking that they got from the goddamn white man. Y'all not even real thinkers. The black race is not even real thinkers. All of your ways of thinking come from the damn white man. So how are you going to survive into the future if you don't have him to lean on? How are you going to survive into the future? You can't even think for yourself. So you damn sure can't survive into the future. You understand? If his system was going tomorrow, how are you going to live? The Africans could live because they understand how to live without nothing and come together and share collectively. They know how to work together. Hell, the white man, they know how to do it. The East Indians, the Arabs, they know how to come together collectively and work together. You understand? And take all the money out of your damn neighborhood. While y'all sitting around talking about, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm an Israelite, when none of that stuff don't even matter. Or I'm a gangster disciple, I'm a blood, I'm a Crip. You niggas are killed for that. You'll kill each other for that. But you won't do nothing to the white man. I wonder why. I wonder why you won't do nothing to the beast. You know these niggas go blank when they talking about doing something to the beast. They won't do nothing to him, but you say something about that, or you try to address that, they ready to take your head off. You understand? That just shows you, that just shows you that these people are mentally poisoned. That these people are mentally dead. That you can't do anything with them. That you can't talk to them. There's no talking to the black man, the majority of the black race. There's no talking to them. You black men who still sitting up here talking about, well, there's still hope, brother. We can go back to Africa. I had young black men, so-called black men, talking to me about, well, brother, there's hope. We could go back to Africa and repatriate. Nigga, are you serious? The Africans are not even all together. You understand? That's why the white man, the East Indian, all of them could come in and take their country. The Asians, the Japanese, all of them could come in and take pieces of Africa. You understand? And you niggas sitting around here still talking about Africa? Are you serious? You still talking about Pan-Africanism? You still talking about black revolution? Are you serious? In 2012? All that's talk. That's talk of a dead people. People who are still stuck in the past are dead. People who still talking about Tony Montana and drugs and flipping weight and Africa and red, black, and green, that's talk of dead men. That's dead man's talk. That's all dead man's talk. People who still sitting around talking about sovereignty and Moorish rights and all that stuff, and and the white man going to do the right thing by these laws, that's dead man and dead woman talk. You understand? That's foolishness. You understand? These people are moving on. They going to different planets and things like that. They looking into the future. You still talking about what you going to do that y'all been talking about for over the last 50 to 60 years. These people are not listening to you. That's dead man talk. So when I come and I talk about the future and this future intelligence and absorbing this, because we would get this a whole lot faster if our people came together collectively, if the more of our people start to realize and look at the black race as they are, the simple-minded niggas who sitting around talking about nothing, that's sitting around talking about love and hip-hop, that's sitting around smoking weed all day, that's sitting around trying to be rappers, that's sitting around trying to be actors, that's sitting around trying to make it in corporate America, that's sitting around talking about politics and who's going to be the next president, all that bullshit. You understand? They're sitting around talking about the next Prada bag, the nigga woman talking about the next Prada bag that's coming out, or the next Louis Vuitton bag, whatever nonsense she talking about, or getting her hair done, or going to the club to shake her ass. You understand? That bullshit, that surreal life that the beast gets for you, he hands you to distract you. While he's taking your power, while he's moving into the future. These things are being streamed to our people. We're trying to explain it to the black race. You're talking to a dead people, the majority of you. So tonight I call on my people, the bright ones of my people, the ones who know they are of the bright race, the ones who are tired of hearing about Egypt. I don't want to hear shit about Egypt anymore. I don't want to hear shit about Africa no more. I don't want to hear shit about Moorish rights or politics or what else? What else? Pan-Africanism. I don't want to hear that bullshit no more. You understand? I don't want to hear you niggas talking about none of that bullshit because we've been there and done that. You understand? Real talk, raw and uncut. You know, you niggas got a problem letting that bullshit go. You ain't no different than the niggas standing around the hood talking about flipping weight. Still talking about flipping cocaine. You know, new niggas flipping birds or whatever these stupid niggas in the hood talking about. You ain't no different. You niggas that still talking about Africa and Egypt and all that bullshit, you no different than them. Y'all still caught in the time frame. Y'all all the same. You serve no purpose in the future of our people. You serve no realistic purpose in the evolution of our people. You understand that? You people, like I said, it doesn't take many of us. Only a few to separate from you. The majority of our people, the ones of our people are waking up to understand that there's a new day and they're looking at the bigger picture. Though we are moving amongst you, we are not of you. You understand that? Realize, like I said, when you move amongst the black race, you know, even when you, like, even my people that sit here and listen to my broadcast and come to class, I love you. But like I said, even when you sit up here and listen to these conscious niggas talk, you know, you still listening to these guys, certain people talking about education and, you know, and the school system and psychology and all that bullshit. You understand? That's not going to help our people. You could talk to us blue in the face, but like I said, the black man, he thinks that because he sees something in front of his face, that's going to actually be that's going to actually help our people in the future. That's not going to help our people. See, this is why I'm going to draw you. I'm going to draw an analogy for you with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when he kept telling Malcolm X. You know, he said we focus on spiritual things. He kept telling Malcolm X, don't get involved in civil rights and all of this other nonsense, that stuff of that time, the timely things. He kept telling him, don't get involved in the civil rights thing and all that. We stay out of that. He said we are a spiritual group. Now, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad actually meant by that was that they were a futuristic group. They were people who were living for the future, constantly in a state of evolution, trying to evolve. That's where he tried to put his people's minds at. He used words like spiritual, even though, like as I explained to my people, there's no such thing as spirit or spiritual. You understand? He used that as a people who could see an unformed future, a people who saw the bigger picture, who can actually project a mental image of the future that they wanted. You understand? This is what he was attempting to do in a primitive way, something that we're trying to do on a higher level, to project the image of us coming together and thinking a new reality into existence, laying it out. Now, see, to the black man and the black woman, the average black man and black woman, this is bullshit. That sounds like bullshit. You know, to actually see a bigger picture and think and live out and project a new image and a new reality. That's not real to the black man and black woman. But what's real to them is loving hip-hop, flipping coke, smoking weed, you know, affirmative action, politics, Africa, all the bullshit that's in front of their face. That's real to them. Begging the white man for sovereignty, that's real to them. You understand? They think that's real. You understand? They think that's real. They think we're going to set up our own business and get paper. I'm about paper. I'm a paper chaser. Nigga, you sound stupid. I'm a paper chaser. I'm about that paper. You understand? That's the talk of a dead person. And the beast sits there and laughs at you. He pays for that message. He pays to induce you and get you in this circle of chasing money. He does that. That's why he puts out here the prosperity pimps. Preachers, the prosperity preachers out here to get you to focus in on that. You understand? He gets you out here to focus in on that. He gets you out here to focus in on get money. You know, God and Jesus want you to have money. So they trivialize anything that's on a higher level. It's all about chasing money. You understand? So, like I said, when people think like that, these are people who take their eyes off of the prize. They take their eyes off of the big picture. They take their eyes off of their children's future and things like that. They're money hungry. They're starving. If I can get you to chase things, inanimate objects like paper, If I can get you to focus on it instead of the bigger picture on why it is you want it, then I can always keep you without it. What I mean by that is, you see the white man and all of them, the Jews, they chase money. They don't really actually chase money. They chase a dream or something that they're trying to project for themselves in the future, like say their children being educated or them living together as a community, things like that. So when they come together and think about how they can produce that, that's when businesses come up. That's when money starts to generate, not the focus on the money. You understand? They induce the focus on the money in you to drive you down and make everything trivial in your mind, make you small in your way of thinking. That's done purposely. That is the thinking of a dead person. You tell me your black man, anytime you're a black man, he ready to kill somebody, you understand, over money. You understand? He ready to take somebody's life over drugs, over money. You understand? Over stepping on each other's feet. That's the death. That's the mindset of a dead man. Neanderthals. It's no different than back in the day where they talked about the Neanderthal passing out and the next man coming on the scene, that evolution of a next man coming. That's what the black man is becoming. He's becoming an outdated man on the planet. You understand? The black man is becoming an outdated man on the planet. He's becoming like the modern-day Neanderthal. That's why, like I said, when they did that thing on Planet of the Apes, the old one in the 70s, where they showed the black man in a museum on display as a man who was no longer in existence. Why do you think they did that? Because they had a plan to make the black man simple-minded. You understand? Because if you're not advancing in your way of thinking, if you're not evolving past Africa, if you ain't evolving past Egypt, if you ain't evolving past hip-hop, if you ain't evolving past black revolution, if you ain't evolving past Moorish science and sovereignty and all these things that have not worked for our people, you understand? If you have not evolved past religion and things like that, then that means you're going to die. You understand? That means you're going to die. Because you live based on your intelligence. You survive based on your intelligence, your ability to receive knowledge or receive intelligence or higher ways of thinking to move you into the future. That's how you survive. That's how you eat. That's how you're able to produce food, new types of food that's going to aid in your survival, that's going to feed your family. But the black man, he's not thinking about family. You understand? He's not thinking about family. He's not thinking about raising no children. So how are you going to survive? How are you going to raise a future generation? You're not. We'll be right back. You can't, black people talking about, going against the white man, fighting the white man. He's not the problem. The problem is the black man and his limited perception. That's the problem. You want to get mad at the white man because he won't let you in, because he won't give you nothing, because he got a stranglehold on society and the financial system. Why? Because he works together. It's not his fault for working together and stepping up where the black man don't want to. The black man want to get pissed off. He want to get angry. He want to fight. Like I said, all that's a smoke screen because the black man wants in. He's angry and he's jealous, like a woman. Like a woman who was left on the side, after her boyfriend and whether left her torn and forgotten, after he done had his way with her, the black man is pissed off. He feels like he's been cheated. He felt like, how could you do this to me? How can you mistreat me? Instead of the black man using that, the damn Japanese had a bomb dropped on them in Nagasaki and Hiroshima in 1945, and look how they came back. You understand? You black men act like you got prison raped. And you trying to rub reparations on the hole that hurt the most. That's what you want to rub your reparations. That's why you want to fight the white man. You want to get emotional. It's his fault. The white man, the devil, and this, that, and the third. Why? Because he stepped up where you wouldn't. Will you still refuse to step up? It's his fault. You black man, like I said, if the white man was going to Mars, you would not have survived. You go running back to him. You understand? That's the truth. You go running right back to him because your philosophies come from him. You're not really ready to make a mental change In order for you to see a true evolution take place, you don't want to change your mind first mentally. You don't want to abandon the old ways. That's the problem. You don't want to abandon the old ways to give life to the new. Because in your mind, there is no such thing as new. So if there in your mind there's no such thing as new, then there's no reason for you to survive. There's no reason for you to continue on. Because you caught in the perpetual mindset of Egypt and Africa and KKK and the white man is the devil and all of these smoke screens just for you niggas not to do nothing. It's always a bunch of excuses. It's no reason for you to continue on if there's nothing new under the sun, if there's nothing new coming for you to renew our people in a whole new mindset. And no, not no more Egyptology, not no more Pan-Africanism, not no more this Moorish science and these things our people going through. And I come down so hard on these schools of thought, not because I have anything personal against the men that brought them, but because it's slowing down the evolution of our people. You young black men are supposed to be becoming men under a whole nother mindset, under a new mindset. But you won't accept that. You don't want to accept that. Oh, brother, you got your way of thinking, I got my way of thinking. That's the goddamn problem. That's the problem. Not the white man, not we got to all get together. Can't we just forget how we think, brother, and get together and be black? No, that's bullshit. No, we can't get together, forget how we think, our differences, and just come together on being black. First of all, we're not black. You understand that? No, we can't come together on that. Because that's always going to factor out how you think. Because how you think is how you move. How you think is how you're going to proceed into the future. If I'm thinking future thoughts, I'm clearing my mind out to receive higher intelligence, and you still sitting here talking about Egypt and Africa or flipping weight or hustling or treating your woman like a whore and a bitch, if you sitting up here talking that, how the hell are we going to move anything together? That was the problem with the movements with Marcus Garvey. People want to talk about Marcus Garvey's movement was a success. It failed because he had niggas with him. Niggas that would sell him out because he took everybody's word for it because they were black. Small-minded niggas who can't let go of the past, who can't let go of their petty ways, who just, that's a mental problem. The problem with the procession of the black race and why the black man is dying is a mental problem amongst himself. It ain't got nothing to do with the white man. And until that is addressed, until all these differences are done away with, and we come together as one new society, one new nation, one new people, under a new flag, under all that, and let all these old things go that cause us nothing but confusion, then the black man is finished. He's finished. You understand? A lot of our people are not trying to hear that. Until we understand that you got certain black men who vibrate on a low mental frequency, and those who see the bigger picture, who vibrate on a high frequency, and those ones who vibrate on that high mental frequency, they're going to come together and form a new family, a new collective. That's who we're moving on with. That's the bright race. That is the phoenix out of the ashes. The ashes of the goddamn black man and the black woman. That's black race. That's the damn ashes. The phoenix out of it is the bright race that's coming out of the black race. Those ones of our people who had to watch you niggas die in the hood, your homies, or you had to go to their funeral because these niggas got shot down selling crack. You understand? Robbing somebody. You understand? Or getting beat up by the cops. All that happened as in an evolution of our people because everybody's not supposed to make it into the evolutionary state. Everybody's not supposed to move forward. That's just how it is. A lot of our people, they want to stand by us and keep talking about Africa. They want to keep talking about, oh, we can go back to Africa. To hell with Africa. To hell with Africa. You understand? To hell with it. The white man owns Africa. The East Indian and the Arab and the Chinese, they own Africa. You understand? They own Africa. So those of our people who are willing to wake up to that reality, that's the people who are going to be the good candidates who are going to transform into bright men. Those ones who are willing to accept the hardcore reality. You understand? Because that's all I'm going to talk about on this broadcast, hardcore reality. The true son of man, the true one who's going to bring future intelligence is going to come raw and uncut, hardcore intelligence. He's not going to bullshit you. He's not going to tap dance and soft shoot for you and tell you what you want to hear. He's not going to tell you, oh, well, brother, if it's the white man's fault, brother, or oh, brother, it's reparations, brother. If we talk to the white man and we go with our feathers on and demand rights and whatnot, these people, first of all, they'll have the guards on the White House. Then you're not even going to get to the White House to talk to these people. They're not talking to you. They're not taking you seriously. You understand? These people are moving on. You understand that? You about funny as a comic strip. You niggas are about as funny as a comic strip. You understand? They making real moves. Why does the beast control the society? Because he constantly moves forward. Forward motion, constantly. You black men don't want to move forward. You caught in time warps. You caught in different time frames. That's the problem. Y'all don't want to get on the same page together. Y'all want to come with your own philosophies and beliefs. You want to be individuals. That's the problem. You're going to die for that. The black man in his stubborn pride and his individualistic mindset is what's going to kill him. Because the black man is like an animal in the wilderness. He got this me, myself, and I individualistic mentality. That's why he shoot his brother down, because he don't recognize the other black man as his brother. But then he'll go in the damn Arab store and give Ali a pound. That's my man, Ali. Ali could count a stack of $100 bills in that nigga face. He won't think to rob Ali. But his own brother who got $5, $10 in his pocket, he'll blow his head off. You understand? He'll blow his head off for a handful of drugs and $20 or $30 or $100. He'll rob him, blow his head off. But Ali could be counting $100 to $3,000, $5,000 in his face, and that nigga won't do nothing. He won't do nothing to them. He won't run up in their store. You understand? And I'm not saying, I'm not telling people to commit crimes. I'm not saying that. But if you prey on your own people, you understand? That's a sign that you are mentally dead, that you are on your way to the graveyard. You understand? The black man is killing himself. He's committing suicide every day. He's committing mental suicide because he refuses to move on. He's afraid to move on. He's afraid to move forward. You understand? He's afraid. You understand? He's afraid to step into the future. He's afraid. You understand? Like I said, when he runs off and he gets himself in trouble and he ends up in jail, he does that because he don't want to be in the real world. He can't handle the future. That's why he got to smoke something. He constantly got to be smoking something. He constantly got to be drinking something. He constantly got to anything that's going to dull his senses because he don't want to see what's going on. He don't want to see what's going on in front of his face. And you black women, y'all turn around and lay up with these niggas. That's why I said it's going to come a time where you black women are going to wake up, those of you who are evolving, because a lot of y'all are going to evolve faster than the black man. A lot of you are going to evolve. And y'all going to, I said on my Facebook page, I said it's going to come a time where the black woman, she going to, they're going to be in packs. I said the black woman is going to demand polygamy. Watch. The black women are going to come together. They're going to put all their jealousy aside in a minute. That black woman going to be running around with a gun. Why? And even Sister Cheryl, I know you listening, sister. She said, Noble Drew Ali said that black women are going to be chasing down black men like hounds chasing down a rabbit. He said this back, in the 20s and the 30s? So he obviously saw something. He saw something. Ain't no black men out here. Ain't none of these black men. What you looking at, most of you black women are getting impregnated by is black males. You understand? Ain't no black men out here. The white man don't want you. He want his woman, or he really don't want his woman. He want another man. You understand? Or he wants you just for a jump off. He want a boy. His appetite changed. Like I said, you see these simple-minded black women who sit up there, the nigger woman that sit up there talking about she's open to date everybody. Yeah, you open to date everybody. Yeah, open to take you out for a drink and screw you and until you have a nice day. You understand? That's the reality. They don't want you. He want the white man can want anything from his woman to a boy to another man, a little girl, a horse, a cat, a dog. His tastes tend to vary. But you black women will lay down with that. You understand? His tastes tend to vary. So if you're looking for that interracial train to pull in, good luck with that. But or you got the other alternative where you black women becoming lesbians now, where you dress your girlfriend up like it's Halloween, like she a man, and she attaching a strap on to her, and that's supposed to be your man now. Good luck with that. That's not going to last long, because when it comes time to really have to protect, when you have to protect a woman at the end of the day is still a woman. You understand that? A majority of the women are not going for that. So a lot of the women are going to be looking for real men. A lot of you black women have been getting impregnated by males. They don't stick around and try to be fathers to their sons. They don't stick around and try to be responsible and raise their children. They getting locked up. They going to jail. Why you think these niggas going to jail? You got boyfriends and husbands and all these guys in jail. It would seem that a real man who loves his family, who loves his children, is going to stay out in the world and raise his children. These niggas don't love their children. They just screwed you. Let's be for real. They just had sex with you. They laid up. They screwed you. They just happened to not wear a condom. They came in you. You had some babies, and that nigga don't want to be no father because he's got a childlike mentality. He want to be with his boys. That's why he ends up doing something stupid. The nigga know he's gonna get caught, and he ends up in jail for 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and whatnot, because no real man wants to be separated from his children. He wants to be a father in their life. So when you see a lot of you black women got these men up here who locked up in jail, he probably having his butt played with. You understand? He probably having his butt played with up in jail with his boys, getting his hair braided, sitting between another nigga legs. You understand? When you see that stuff taking place, that's a bunch of men who don't want to raise their children. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to be with you. Playtime is over. Playtime was when they were screwing you. That was playtime. Now it's time to stand up and be men. That's when these niggas all of a sudden, oh baby, I need some money. I'm gonna commit a crime. I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what should end up. When they go and rob a convenience store, going selling drugs. He know he going to jail. He know it. He ain't stupid. You're not stupid enough to see that you can't see this circular rotation going where you go and you do this and you in jail for 2, 3, 10, 15 years, whatever. Like I said, he likes that lifestyle. You understand? Men who go to jail, after a while, they get used to that lifestyle. They get used to the being around other men and living in dorm. It's the same thing. It's like it becomes like summer camp to these niggas, like extended summer camp. They like to have they want, check it out. They'll have their woman come up and visit them for connubial visits, and he could have sex with you in a trailer. You understand? Because that's all he really wanted you for in the first place. He just wanted you for sex. He could come up, he have sex with you in the trailer, and then you take your black ass back home with them little rugrats. You understand? That's how he feel. I'm going in the mind of the so-called black male today, the niggas that y'all laying down with and having children with. You understand? They go to jail. They can't wait. You bring them a pair of sneakers, and they could get fresh and be. I'm like, why are you niggas trying to look good amongst each other in jail? What's that all about? But anyway, right? They want you to come to jail, take a few prison shots. This is my girl right here. Y'all go to the trailer. Y'all screw. He get his jollies off and whatnot, and that's it. That's all he got to deal with. He don't want to see you. He don't want to come home. That's extended. That's to a lot of these niggas. That's extended summer camp. You understand? That's it. That's the mentality. They don't want no responsibility. They go to jail purposely. I'm not saying a lot of it's subconscious, but that's really, like I said, they're not trying to get away. You understand? That's why they do these things they do. That's the reality of it. That's what you're laying down with. That's what you're having children with. You understand? The real black men are going to be like those men of old. When I mean the men of old, they're not going to have the same old mentality. It's going to be like those. You're going to be seeking down those black men, or these young black men who got the mentality of the older black men, responsible, strong. They're going to start associating with each other, especially in the state of mentality as the bright men. We're going to start associating with each other. You understand? You're going to see the rebirth of real men, especially within the state of mentality. We're not going to be referring to ourselves as black men anymore. That's going to be a dead terminology in a minute. We're going to be referring to ourselves as bright men. We're not going to be sitting around here making reference to the goddamn white man no more. You understand? Because we're going to see beyond that. We're going to understand that we're going to come to a level of ultra standing, where the problem exists with us, not with the white man, not with these old outdated beliefs and cultures and philosophies. We finished with that, man. You understand? You niggas want to stay in Egypt? Go stay in Egypt. You want to stay in Africa? Go stay in Africa. You want to still carry a black, red, and green flag and keep singing that sad-ass song about going back to Africa? You go back to Africa. But yeah, I still see you niggas still here in America. Why are you still here? Why are you still here? You understand? Why are you still here? If you pumping your fist for Africa and you were African, go live in Africa and Egypt. You were here in America, going to school, going to college, getting school loans like everybody else. You understand? You still want to talk this nonsense. You understand? We done. We moving on. Because you can't see the bigger picture. It's not in you to see it. A lot of you black men or black males, you can't stomach this. Oh, brother, he talking bad against Egypt and Africa. No, we talking serious for our future. We're not interested in your philosophy no more. We're not interested in your pipe dreams, your past and present pipe dreams of how you want things to stay. Things don't stay the same. Things change. Anything that's living changes. The black man is not changing, period, point blank. So anything that's not living and changing is dead. You understand that? Anything that's not changing, anything that's not growing, anything that's not evolving is dead. The black man is dead. The black woman is dead. They just walking around waiting to lay down. Like I said, you hear the conversation coming out the black man mouth, the black woman mouth. It's nothing but foolishness and stupidity. Ignorance. You understand? Ignorance. So in the wake of death and the ashes and the death and the destruction comes new life. Comes new life. Comes a phoenix. Comes the Bennu bird that you niggas talked about in Egypt so much. Because even they know that evolution and a new life and a new birth have to come out of the dead. The black race is finished. You can't sit up here and tell me the black race is not. Even you niggas are still talking this Pan-African crap. Y'all finished. You still talking this revolutionary red, black, and green bullshit. Y'all finished. You understand? You keep singing that pipe dream. You want to get mad because I'm telling the truth. Nobody's paying attention to you. The young generation don't care what you're talking about. You understand? They don't care. Your children don't care. They looking at you like a bunch of fossils. You understand? They don't give a damn what you're talking about. They'll sit into, oh, that's my pops. He talk that black shit. That's what they say to you. That's what they're saying to you. You understand? That's not real to them because you're not real to them. What you're saying is not real. You understand? That's not real to them. It's not about what you like. It's about what's going to feed the babies mentally and physically. You understand? They can't live off fossil fuel. That's what you niggas are supplying every time you run your mouth about Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Israelitism, black, red, and greenism, whatever all the isms you niggas still talking about, the past and the present. Whenever you come and you feeding them fossil fuel. They can't live off fossil fuel. They need real mental pictures. They need real physical things to touch, things that they can envision, things that you can draw so they can see a bigger picture, a brighter tomorrow, a brighter future. They need that. You're not giving that to them. You're not giving that to them. You're not giving it to them in Egypt and Africa. Those societies are past and gone. You understand? Like I said, you young black men who walking around here, you trying to be these people that done lived a life. You trying to jack their civilizations. You trying to be them. Like I said, they're dead and you're as dead as they are for trying to breathe life back into it. You're just as dead. Who are you? That's what you should be trying to figure out. Who are you? Start with your slave name and figure it out from there. You understand? Start with your slave name and figure it out from there. You understand? We don't have our fill of all that stuff. Who are we becoming? You understand? I said in the state of mental, the God race, the almond beings, the true God race, the true people of the planet who are rising out of the black race. We moving on. We are moving on. We got to move on. Go to the State of Mental site, the ʟSOM.info. You understand? Go to the ʟSOM.info. It's time to have mentalists. We're supposed to be receiving higher intelligence. We're supposed to be receiving future intelligence that's moving us into the future from us in a higher state. That God race. Our children, our ascension. Our children live in the future. Our children are sending us real messages in this day and time. They're streaming it through this atmosphere. That's why the beast focuses on the babies to destroy them, because he knows that the future is the children. You understand? That's when Whitney Houston sang that song, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them the beauty that they possess inside. That was real lyrics. You understand? I believe that children are the future. If you teach them, if you open up their imagination, if you show them things logically, they will produce and they will bring in higher intelligence. You will create a link again. You understand that? You know? We're trying to produce a link in them again. You know? We have to produce that link in them again. We have to open their minds up, because me being 41 years old, like I said, I open up the mind of somebody who's in his 30s or in his 20s and whatnot. He's going to be bound after a while to see more than me. But that's how it's supposed to go. And the children, the guys that are coming behind him are going to see more than him. And so we go on. So we establishing a link to move forward. But if you guys keep talking about what happened in 1980, what happened in 1970, 1965 with Malcolm X, if y'all still talking about that, them people are gone, man. They lived their life already, man. We got to move on. That's going to be the destruction of the black man. Like I said, you're no different than the guys who stand on the corner smoking weed, because y'all both serving no purpose right now. If you constantly talking about the past and black revolution and we're going to take on the white man, all that's rhetoric, because you're not going to do nothing. All you're going to do is talk. We don't need no more talkers. We need thinkers. We don't need no more praying. We don't need no more talking. We need thinkers and doers, actionary people. I put these broadcasts out to produce action mentally in my people, mental action, to start a spark, to create that bright race, because we are the true phoenixes that are rising from the ashes in the bright race. But then what the simple-minded Negroes do, they're talking about, oh, what you trying to do, create a cult? The talented 10, which y'all niggas, y'all think y'all better than somebody? It's a cult. Because the ignorant nigga man, like I said, who's dying, he wants to pull you into the crypt with him. He wants to pull us down in the crypt with him. He wants to pull everybody down with him. He wants us all to be thinking about Air Jordans and Yankee caps and smoking blunts. That's the way for the black man. We all supposed to be like that. That's going to help us. The black man, he don't want a hand up. You understand? He want a hand out. He want a hand out. He don't want a hand up. He don't want his brother to pull him out of the darkness. You understand? But the bright man do. The bright man appreciates the truth. The bright man, the future man, the one who's coming out of the black race, the black woman who's coming out, the bright woman who's coming out of the black race, from amongst black women, the ones who are shining, like I said, because you'll always have those who try to put your light out that are walking amongst you, your black zombies. They don't want to see a brighter tomorrow for our people. You understand? They don't want to see that. They don't want to see a race of a supreme people coming up. They don't want to see that. You know? They don't want to see the race of the true black men and black women being gods. You understand? They want to see our people destroyed. They want to see our people down in the gutter with them. You know? They don't want to see our people evolving. You know, they don't want to see our people moving forward. You know, they don't want to see our people trying to produce a better tomorrow. They don't want to see that for the children. They hate that. That's not real to them. They want to produce a race of little niggas. They've been programmed to want to produce a perpetual race of niggas, a perpetual race of demented people in darkness, a black race. But no, we want a beautiful tomorrow, the bright ones of our people. So in order for us to accomplish that, we got to move away from you. We'll be back. Blue 6, beautiful tomorrow. The white man wins in society and constantly controls society because he's willing to sacrifice his ego and things like that to work together, because he knows the only way he's going to win is to work together. He will be, like I said, I got to give him credit. He'll uphold that American flag, a Judeo-Christian country, and that's it. And that's what it is. All these forms of Christianity, Judeo-Christian and thing, that's, they red, white, and blue, they stand on that. They don't let nothing separate us. United we stand, divided we fall. The black man didn't hear that part of it. You sitting up here busy studying the damn white man, talking about you want to take him on and fight him, and you want to be mad because a lot of you black men are too emotional because now you vibrate on that low submental state. A lot of you black men, you don't understand sentiment. You don't understand being sentimental based on your ways of thinking and your emotions and logic. No, you black men are emotional. You want to get angry. You want to fight. A lot of you black men have all this fire in your chest and talking about the white man and what's the solution. How come none of you niggas went to medical school? How come all these people in these Black Panthers, all these niggas didn't put y'all through medical school? Nobody tried to get a massive group of y'all to go to medical school. If you wanted to really build your own society, a bunch of y'all should have went in mass numbers to medical school instead of robbing and sticking up trucks and sleeping with goddamn white women. You understand that? You should all been going to medical school so we ain't had to go to a white man or some damn East Indian in our hospitals so your kids getting shot up with estrogen and testosterone if you really gave a damn. That's what real black power is, that so-called black power. You try to empower your people. What have you niggas done to empower your people? You talking about black power. Did y'all say, hey, I want 20 of us going to medical school, 20 of us or 30 of us are going to go to, we're going to become architects. We're going, if we talking about building a nation, why ain't y'all did that? Why ain't you push education when you could have got educated, you could still get education in society, pushing going to be doctors and lawyers and architects, things that you need in building a society, agricultural engineers. Why didn't you push that in your men and your women? No, you niggas got educated and went off and married white men, white women, like Angela Davis. You understand? Y'all went and did that because y'all was never about the evolution of your people. I'm not saying all of y'all, but a lot of y'all wasn't. A lot of you niggas was selling out. A lot of you niggas, y'all was about the destruction of your people, in which you can get a couple of dollars you can squeeze out. That's what y'all was about. See, because that's, if you're really serious about the evolution of your people, that's what you talk about. You don't sit around here talking about, oh, we're going to fight the white man, and we're going to do this, and the white man's the devil. No, you get your black asses in medical school. You understand? You get your kids learning how to be electricians and carpenters and plumbers and things, professional people, things that you need in building the society. That's what you get. You're not standing on the corner like the Israelites cursing out the damn white man and talking about he cursing the white man, that woman, and then talking about he want to screw his woman. That's gonna help our people. Right? Or talking about begging for a handout from the white man or telling him you deserve some rights in this society. No, you do. If you're going to go somewhere and you're going to build something, that's how the white man do. They send their kids to make sure they learn things, same way the Japanese did. They sent their kids to America and things like that to learn so they can bring that talent back to their people. You understand? So they can bring that skill back to their people and teach their people that. That's how you do something. That's how you empower people. You know, not sitting around here beating on your chest about what you're going to do to the white man when you niggas ain't going to do nothing. You understand? You're not going to do nothing. And then when you call them on that, they get mad. Because, no, see, we got to deal with reality here. You understand? The best weapon you have is your mind. And the ability to see the bigger picture, to see the future, to raise your children to be men and become stand-up men in the future. That's the best thing you could do. Not some niggas that want to talk about flipping weight. And even when you niggas did that, all you niggas did was give the money back to the white man. You niggas, with all that money you niggas made flipping weight, why y'all didn't go in the black community and get 10 kids and be like, yo, I want y'all kids to go to medical school. Y'all got all that money. That proves you niggas ain't nothing but a bunch of black-ass demons. You understand? You niggas couldn't even take that illegal money when y'all was flipping weight and all that. Send one of these kids to school. Send 10 of them to school. You got the money. You flipping weight and you got keys and whatnot. Why don't you send these babies to school? You understand? You know, all types of things you could get into, not just upholstering and things like that. We need some doctors. We need some lawyers. We need some babies going to school to be that. We need to be stop opening up a damn night court where the kids, all they doing is playing basketball all night. Open up a damn science lab in the community. Open up a museum. Open up things like that. Won't Bill Cosby and y'all pull y'all money together, open up a museum, a science lab or something like that in Harlem somewhere. Y'all could have did that. You understand? They could have did that. We don't need no more damn basketball gyms and whatnot. You know, they need, in these academies, they need science. They need science labs and things like that. They need to be fostering these things in their children. You know, You know, why don't y'all wake up and do that? You know, why don't y'all foster that in the people? Why didn't you foster that in them? Why didn't you foster that in the babies? That's how you really do something. You know, not sitting around here teaching them rhetoric and just basically lay on the system. And here it is, the same white man you cursing out, you got to run back to when you sick, when you need a job. You understand? When you need some food to be grown, you got to run back to him. You understand? But then you curse them out on the other hand. Because he won't give you a loan, because he won't do this for you, because he won't do that. You mad at them because they work together and they look out for each other, but because they won't let you in and look out for you, you pissed off. Somebody did you wrong. You understand? And like I said, nobody's still talking about that. Everybody's still talking about, yeah, get money, get money, get money, get money, get money. We need land, we need property, we need real estate. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that sovereignty thing on Friday and real estate and countries and land mass, and will that really help our people? Because that's black. You know, black people are under the illusion that if we got some land and things like that, that we and we had our all this stuff, and you know, we need our own land, our own country, that things will all of a sudden be all right with black people. Yeah, right. You understand? Yeah, right. Things are not going to be all right with our people. Things will not be all right with our people with land and money and things like that. You got to fix the mental problem amongst our people. And the only way to fix the mental problem amongst our people is separation amongst our people. That's the only way that's going to happen. You understand that? I'm giving a real solution to the evolution of our people. Give us real solutions to the evolution of our people. You understand? The only way, the problem from black people is a mental problem. It is not a monetary problem. It is not a land problem. It is not a sovereign problem. It is none of those things. All this stuff the black man talking about is just a smoke screen. It's not a political problem. It has nothing to do with that. You understand? You know, it's not what that is. You know? It's not what it is. You know, that's not the problem with our people. Our people still not getting it. Our problem is a mental problem. You fix the mental problem first, and then you start initiating all those other things. You know, teaching black people trade, teaching black people all this other stuff and talking about that, that's not going to help the black man if he's still a nigga mentally. How's that going to help him if he still want to smoke blunts, if he still want to stand around on the corner with his pants hanging off his ass, if he's still hanging around with the same people? How is that going to help him? None of that's going to help him. You know, none of money, land, none of that's going to help the black man. Program, none of that's going to help him. That's too late for that. You understand? You have to fix the problem mentally with the black race. And the only way to do that, you can't change the minds of the people. What you can do is find the people who are like-minded, who are thinking the same way, take them and move on with them, and let the rest of them fall where they may. Let the rest of the chips fall where they may. That's how you do that. So I don't want to all this stop with this. All we need is a program. All we need is some rights. All we need is some new politicians. We need some programs. We don't need none of that. Look, the white man been pacifying us with that bullshit for years. It don't work. All we need is some sovereignty. We need to wear some fezzes. We need to get together and read our laws and our rights and whatnot. It don't mean nothing. You niggas going back to work for the white man tomorrow. Okay? Knock it off. That's not going to help our people. You understand? That's the problem. The black man don't want to hear that. It's not even about the IQ. It's not the IQ. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you have black people who vibrate on a submental state, who want to keep doing the wrong things, who are perpetually caught in ignorance, who want to keep continuing in ignorance. It's not something that's being forced on the black man. The black man, like I said, things are put out. It's like, what's the difference between the man who sees drugs in his community and decides to use it versus the man who decides not to? What's the difference between the man who decides to sell the drugs and the man who decides not to? You understand? What's the difference between the man who going to disrespect his woman, you understand, and the man who doesn't? You understand? The one who stays and takes care of his children and the one who doesn't. We want to separate those men. We want to separate those good men and make them better men, greater men. We're looking for the best men, the bright men who are evolving out of the black race, because all the men who don't want to do any of these things, who are trying to escape the reality, who are looking for a handout, who got a gripe with the white man, you of the black race. We're not dealing with you. You understand? We're not dealing with you. We need a mental change. And the only way that's going to change is to separate the black race, separate the intelligent ones from the ignorant ones. That's how that's going to happen. That's the only solution. It's not oh, brother, well, that's one of the solutions, but I think we need some reparations. We don't need no reparations. We don't need no skills. You can't teaching niggas skills. You got a lot of niggas who got skills out here, but they don't serve no purpose. They just as morally and mentally bankrupt as any one of these niggas that stand on the corner smoking weed. We don't need nobody teaching that. You teach that. You start teaching skills and teaching better things to people who are in the right mind frame, who are in the right mindset, to people who want to advance and evolve and who are seeing the bigger picture. You don't teach that to small-minded people, because all they're going to do is take their money that they get from their trades and their skills that you teach them and buy weed and play the damn PlayStation and still leave their kids. You'll just give them more money to do that. You understand? You just give them more money to do that. You understand? You just give them more money to do that. You give them more money to buy their weed. You'll give them more money to buy the PlayStation. You'll give them more money to skip out on their woman and not take care of their children. No, we're not into raising the minds of niggas. No, thank you. We don't want to raise the minds of the black race. We want to take our people out of the black race. We want to take our people who are thinking beyond that out of the black race. You understand? We're not trying to teach niggas. You understand? We want them to die off as much as the damn white man. I said it. We want those black men in darkness who want to remain in darkness to be a thing of the past. We moving beyond them. You understand that? Because you still got real bright men out here. I don't even say black men. You understand? You still got real bright men out here who are trying to move forward, beyond these things, who are trying to move forward motion. I'm going to go ahead and read off all the things I said before we close out, as I usually do, because I didn't know it was this late in the broadcast. I'm going to close out, answer the final questions as I do. Okay, let's see. All right. Who are the real last black men on earth? The real last black men on earth are the intelligent ones who are evolving into a new race of men. The real black men on earth are those ones who resonate as responsible, intelligent men who see the bigger picture. We had those type of men back then when you had men like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Berry Gordy, John H. Johnson, real men, businessmen, your ancient Egyptian pharaohs and Nubian pharaohs. These were real men who saw the bigger picture. And some of the remnants of those mentality and that mindset of those men are still here, and in the women too. You have women who saw the bigger picture. So that does still exist. A small remnant of that still exists amongst the black race. You understand? But it's not the black race. The black race, like I said, they become small-minded. So you have black men who are evolving into brighter men or intelligent men, and you have those other black men who are going backwards and evolving or devolving into black males, those who are anatomically correct but mentally wrong. Okay? How are they evolving into bright men? How are black men, the real black men, evolving into bright men? Through intelligence, through higher intelligence, through advanced intelligence, because with each day you are living on this planet, you are evolving mentally. You understand? You're supposed to be evolving mentally. You're here to evolve mentally and to grow. You're supposed to grow and change, because if you're not growing and changing and evolving into the future to see the bigger picture, if you're not growing, then you're dead. Anything that's not growing, anything that's not moving forward and advancing is dead. You don't see any growth or any evolution in the black race. You don't see it. So what does that tell you? The black race is dead. That tells you that. And a lot of people take issue with it because the black race got a problem with the truth, but it is the truth. Sorry, it's the truth. Raw and uncut, bitter as you might not like it, but that's the truth. The black race is finished. There's going to be a hybrid of people who think on a higher level are going to come out of the black race. That's what they were talking about when they were talking about the phoenix rising out of the ashes. The ashes represent the black race, and the phoenix represents the bright race, those who are evolving out of it. What will separate them from the dying race of black men, the bright men? Intelligence. The ability to open your mind and receive higher intelligence will separate us from the black race. You understand? Those of us who are going to see the bigger picture, who are going to think beyond blunts and pants hanging off our ass and loving hip-hop and shaking their ass in the club, those of our people who are thinking beyond religion, red, black, and green, sovereignty, civil rights, and all that nonsense of the past, flipping weight, smoking blunts. Those of our people who are thinking beyond that thing, that are not indulging in those things, those are the people who are going to separate from the black race. Because that's all the black race is about today, is a bunch of bullshit. You understand? Who is bringing the transformation? The Son of Man is bringing the transformation. You understand? The Son of Man is bringing the transformation. The S-U-N, the one who bears higher intelligence, is bringing that or helping in that transformation. And the bright race that are coming up who are accepting this reception of higher intelligence, which we refer to as mentellect. These are the people that are bringing in that higher reception. Are these the men in the Bible who are sought after by groups of women in the future? Yes, they are. The bright men will be sought after by groups of women. They're going to be the real men on the planet. They're going to be the men that are going to be chased down. The black men are going to be in groups trying to they're going to take hold of one man, like they said. And that's real. You're going to have groups of black women that are going to take hold of one man, and they're going to force that man to father children with them to continue the bloodline. Yeah, that's real. Black women are going to start demanding polygamy because there ain't going to be no real men out here. Y'all going to get tired. Y'all going to look at these niggas y'all laying up with and be like, damn, I'm with a male. I ain't got a man. I got a male. You're going to start being like, when you find that real men, and they're going to be amongst the bright ones, the bright men, you're going to be like, yo, three of us got to grab him. Four of us got to grab him. Y'all going to form sisterhoods amongst you, and that's going to happen. I said it's going to come a time where women are going to start trying to purchase men. You understand? Y'all doing that in auctions already. Don't they auction off men at these things? So they're getting you ready for it. So it don't sound too far-fetched what I'm saying. Let me see. How are these men chosen? How are these men chosen for the transformation? By their intelligence. They're chosen by bloodline and by intelligence and the will to want to change. Those are the men who are open and are ready to leave all the things behind for the next transformation, the next evolution. Are these the electrified ones? Yes, they are. When I say the electrified ones, the ones who have mastered or have been chosen to receive higher intelligence in the three-dimensional picture, those ones who will receive mental power. The word electrified means to be charged or to be powered. You know it as the word in current or electricity, but it also means a double meaning of people who will be charged with power in the three-dimensional state, those bright men. Who will carry the future force of the order? The bright race will carry the future force of the order. So, the new men that are coming out of the black race. All right? So, that is the end of our broadcast. Join us Wednesday, as we take stock in the black race. See what it is that the black race has to offer and why we shouldn't. Should we stay and should we go? I already know the answer. A lot of us, we leaving. Taking stock in the black race Wednesday night. All right. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. Join us Wednesday night at 9, taking stock in the black race. All right. We are moving forward, and we are out. I want to play Gangstar Mass Appeal. I was thinking about I was in a Gangstar state of mind. So, good night.